Hello and welcome back to the Lord's Last Play. I'm your host, Megan Ben, and in our space from the DC women's basketball team, we have Onika Leveridge. How are you today, O?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I am good. I had a good break. It was nice to be off. It went by really quickly, but I was able to catch up on some rest. How about you?
I wish I got some rest. It was a very pretty week. I have a big family, so it was very busy. But, always good to be back playing the sport you love, so...
That's good to hear it. So, as I said today before, you're on the women's basketball team. How many years have you been with the basketball team?
This will be my fourth year playing basketball for Durham.
Fourth year. Okay, that sounds cool. And so what was the difference between your first year with the team to now?
Well, firstly, I had a different coach my first year. It was a different experience. She was a woman coach, Coach Heather. Coming in as a rookie, I'm owning my spot, playing hard, doing the little things. And now it being my third year with the same coach, the new coach that came in, but my fourth year with the program, I'm now a veteran leader on the team, and it's just different in the way that I approach all challenges and speak to people, and my responsibility is a lot heavier, I would say.
Because you're a captain now. How does it feel to be in the captain seat?
Captain is a crazy title. But definitely a leader. I think that before I was captain, I still tried to let my voice be heard. And now that I have the quote unquote captain title, sounds good next to my name, Captain O. But it feels like acknowledgement, basically. That's what it feels like.
For all your hard work leading up to this?
Yeah.
So are you the longest person who's been with the team right now?
Yes, I'm getting up there, yeah. No. Not the oldest, but the longest reigning player, yeah.
I know what you mean. Getting up there. So when did you start playing basketball?
In terms of sports, I actually started pretty late. I actually started in middle school playing basketball, seriously.
Is that middle school's considered late?
Yeah, for sports, because even my siblings, they started when they're in elementary. I feel I was always athletic and I played a lot of games and stuff. But my first ever team that I ever joined, I really only trained for a year, and then I joined a team right away, and so I guess I got a lot of trial and error. But yeah, grade 8 is when I first started playing rep or whatever people play professionally outside of school. So yeah. Okay.
And was it always basketball for you, or was there other sports? Because you said you started late. So were you soccer?
All throughout high school, I played every sport. I played volleyball, basketball, hockey, baseball, soccer, flag football. But really, just basketball was my main concern. At some point, I thought I was going to be a football player, but football is not really a Canadian thing in terms of schools. So that was just because I was a little bit of a rugrat, wanted to tackle people. But I have enough siblings too. I got to have football in the house and basketball outside of the house. So.
Outside of the house. Did you ever try rugby? Little plug. Okay. Wow. Thank you.
I respect rugby players a lot. You rugby players work hard. I admire the strength. I see a lot of qualities in myself in you guys. But I didn't even know rugby was a sport, I'll be honest with you, until later on in high school. So
fair. It's okay. We're a growing sport. It's good. So speaking of your longevity on the team, so we have some new pieces contributing to the team this half of the season. How do you handle that and provide guidance on the court?
You ever done a puzzle where you're missing pieces and then all of a sudden you find them and you're like, oh my God, it's done. That's kind of how I've approached the new people on the team. They were always really a part of the team. Before they were on the team, before they had their first game, they were already included in the group chats, and I already heard things about them. And so I was very prepared for the newcomers. I don't know if they were prepared for me, but I was prepared for them. And really, really early on, I wanted to make them feel they were a part of the team, and so I approached that I approached anything just full steam, Yeah.
So what do you do now to build chemistry on the court and between each other?
It's so late in the season. How do we build chemistry on the court? And I try to spend as much. Let's be honest, I come to school a lot just to spend time with the girls a lot. I don't have that many classes. My schedule is pretty open, and so I just try to be here as much as possible, see a few of the girls in the change room, see them in the hallways, hang out with them. I'm always saying, let's go out to eat, let's go out, sleep over, whatever, this or that. But in terms of chemistry, I think because our chemistry stems from just having a similar goal and just talking about that and trying to reach that in whatever way we can. So, yeah.
Okay. So you guys are currently ranked 6th in the East with 4 more regular season games.
Just a number.
Do you? I lost my train of thought. Do you think you guys can improve your position before playoffs? And so, just so the fans are aware, so that is Centennial, St. Lawrence College, Georgian, and George Brown.
Yeah, we're beating all of those guys.
You're beating all of them? Okay.
I'm planning on going 0-4. I'm
Okay.
getting up, I am getting up to being good 80% back in my game mode after this break, after the injury. So I'm feeling very confident about the next few games. We haven't won a home game yet. So that's my
crazy.
plan. I want to win both home games. It's my last home game, supposed to be my last home game this Friday. So I have big plans
Do you have
for...
big plans?
Big
Well,
plans.
surprisingly, and just off my own thoughts, did you know that Loyalist is ranked higher than Georgian right now?
Yes,
They're second in
because...
the East. That was crazy to me. I was like, what?
Because we are actually Loyalists only lost Algonquin. And we beat Loyalists like our second game when we had 7 players. So that speaks to how basketball is so like hit or miss.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of hit or miss this season, just like a few things that we need to tweak. We've never lost. We've been losing by like 10, 15, and like that's just little errors that we need to fix. And I think that we had recently had like a nice conversation about just, locking in for the last bit of the season. And I think that those errors have been touched on and come out to the last 4 games because they're going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So George Brown is ranked below us. Georgian is 3rd. SLC is ranked last. George Brown is below us. Then I'm not sure where Centennial is. I think they might be 1 above us.
Well, SLC actually just beat George Brown
They just beat George Brown?
yesterday by 7.
Isn't that their first win though?
That's their second win because
Who did they
they
beat?
beat Seneca.
They beat Senate. That's your sister's team.
Yes, and I'm happy that they lost. I don't know if you're allowed to say that about your siblings, but I'm happy that she lost because it benefits me. It benefits the team.
you?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so shout out to SLC. They're moving up. Okay.
Yeah, but we gotta keep them down where they belong. They got 2 wins. We got 3. Like, I gotta give them another loss. I think they have us and then Algonquin. So
Oh, okay. So
they have a hard run. We have a pretty we have more games than them. Yeah, I think that will be fine.
that's crazy. Okay, so I hear this a lot because I also dabble with working with the OCAA. Do you think the West is a harder division than the East? And I ask you this because we had the mid-season tournament with it was St. Clair and Mohawk, and unfortunately, we lost both games. But do you think the West is a harder division?
Yes. I think in a lot of leagues, even in the NBA, like the West is always like just more dominant. I don't know whether it's just because they outsource a lot, they're closer to the border, I don't know, like they just get all the players that I want, so yeah.
Do you have, actually, before I ask you that, do you think there's a difference in coaching style? So you said your first coach here at Durham was a female, and now you have a male coach. Do you think there's a difference in their coaching style? Obviously, they're 2 different people, but is there a difference in the way that you react to the coaching from being a man to a woman?
Yeah, well, definitely. Just to make it clear, I've had both female and male coaches like my basketball career, and I've noticed a difference in terms of how the gender plays a role in how you coach. I myself am a woman, if you guys didn't know. Oh, hi, nice to meet you guys. And so just having a woman coach, you connect on a different level, and they usually have played basketball at the same level that you have at a point in their lives. Even if you don't want to acknowledge it because they're older. But they usually have played basketball, and they just have insights. And the women's game and the men's game are different, and so a lot of the times, like, the women coach can empathize with what you're going through and the calls that you think the refs should make, because they too didn't get those calls, and they too weren't allowed to do all the things that the men's game allows you to do. And then having a male coach, I actually, overall, I would say I really enjoy having male coaches, just because usually they're harder on you And I'm a person who needs that tough discipline in my life in general. And in the sport that I love, I want everyone to have that tough discipline and just achieve like the greatness that we all can achieve when we put in that work.
Yeah. So then, who is a female professional basketball player that you look up to and why?
Gotta go with my girl, Sue Bird.
Sue Bird, okay.
Yeah, she's the GOAT. Put down the record. I think she's the greatest basketball player of all time. I am not a guard, people say, but I like to consider myself as a on-court leader, and a facilitator in terms of energy and like in the way that your team moves on the court. And I just see that in Sue Bird. I think she's my role model because she, for one, was able to play at a high level for a long time, and two, even if she wasn't the top scorer or the top rebounder or anything like that, she still made an impact, and her voice was just heard like for her team, and she was just that girl that you knew would give energy, and was like, she was the motor for her team. Like this, I admire whoever's the motor of any team. I admire them. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, let's have some fun. We have some most likelies coming up. Okay. So, this one's kind of funny. Who's most likely to foul out before the fourth quarter?
You're talking about my team.
Yes, I'm talking about our team.
Some hate coming. I'm definitely gonna give it to Aisha.
Actually,
she's fouled out a couple times before the third quarter. In the third quarter. So I'm gonna give it to her.
When's the last time she fouled? I mean, as the person who keeps track of the fouls, when did she foul out in the third? Oh, never mind. Yeah,
she has, but now we have more bigs, so like more rotation.
Fair. Okay.
More
I'm
minutes equals more
straight.
fouls. Yeah.
Okay. Who is most? I have an answer for this, but I want your answer. Who's most likely to catch a tech for talking back to the ref?
Oh, this is definitely TT or Emily. Very loud individuals, very outspoken individuals, like their opinions to be heard. I might talk back to the ref, but usually I throw in a little joke or two, so it's not too bad. But they gotta learn that too. Yeah.
They let you get away with it. Who is most likely to miss all of their free throws in a game?
Oh wow. I'm gonna give this out to Talia. Talia is probably the best free throw shooter, and just to make this clear, she's probably the best free throw shooter on the team. We do like 25 free throws each practice, and she makes like 22, 23. But when it comes to game, I don't know, she's just small, and the energy goes low, and she's tired, and so she gotta use those legs, she gotta use those arms, and sometimes she just doesn't get what she wants. And yeah.
We love Talia. She's got so much.
We love Talia. She's like an older sister to me. Let's make that clear as well. But yeah.
Okay, last one. Who's most likely to miss a wide open layup? So you got the rebound, you threw the ball down court, they're right there.
I know exactly who this is because I'm still a little bit upset about this. I'm gonna give it to Sarah. I'm gonna give it to the newbie. Just because you gotta answer with experience, and So we could talk about this after, but she did that when I gave her a nice assist and she missed a layup, and I'm still upset about it. But it's in the past. But I'm gonna give it to Sarah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you most likely to do on the court that's frowned upon?
I don't even know. I like to say I'm an angel on the court. I don't even know. What do you think?
I feel like I don't see you getting a tech for talking back to the ref because you're right. I watch you interacting with them and you'll say something and then they're like cheesing as they're running down the court. I don't know. I could see you fouling out.
I could foul out, but it's okay.
You'll get to your fourth and you'll like tiptoe around it and the rest will be like, I didn't see nothing, and I'd be laughing every time because I'm so ready to like tick you out, and they're like, I don't have eyes.
I definitely know how to control my fouls, but sometimes I just gotta throw in a little whack in there just to assert dominance, if that's what you want to say.
Assert dominance. That's funny. Okay, what piece of advice would you give to high school athletes who want to pursue post-secondary athletics?
Do it. That's my advice. Do it. I definitely wouldn't be able to envision my life without sports. And at a big time in my life and a big time in an athlete's life is college. And I think that just being an athlete helps you just continue in the direction you want to go. It's been very motivating to achieve my academic goals and athletic goals at the same time. And there's so much people around you in the athletic world. When you go to college, university, post-secondary, that encourage you to do that. And I just think it's a good community to be involved in throughout, for as long as you can, actually, for as long as you can.
What would you go back and say to yourself in first year?
Shoot. I would probably tell myself, this is a big one. I try not to look back at the past too much. I think my first year was a really good year. It doesn't have to be sports related.
No, it could be anything about like your college journey or growth journey.
So we can talk about college, because my first year, I'll be honest with you guys, I was fooling around a little bit. I would have told myself to hit those books, a little bit harder. Obviously, I'm good academic standing now, but definitely the first year. I think that the hardest adjustment coming out of high school is just the time management aspect. Something that I'm pretty good with now, always improving. But I think in my first year, I definitely would have, if I could see myself now in first year, I definitely would have said, hey, settle down and let's do this work. So just so that it's easier now. So yeah.
Establishing those good habits early on so that it's better now. Okay. And what is your favorite thing about being a Durham College athlete?
I bleed green and gold.
That's my line. I feel like you've watched the podcast. I bleed green and gold.
Well, I don't really like the color green, but I do like gold. But my favorite thing about being an athlete, like I said, is just, first of all, my first year when I was an athlete, like, I didn't really know anyone because I was a rookie and it was fine. But, like, I would go outside and people would say, hey, you're the girl on the basketball team with red hair. Oh, you're red. And people would call me red and people would call me O. And, like, I used to be like, oh, my God, paparazzi, I felt nice low-key. But, but now that I'm older and wiser and I've been in the sports community a while, I definitely cherish those moments where, like, people are like, you had a good game and your teammates see your growth and you just get recognized by people in the crowd and they tell you that you're doing a good job, because that's really what everybody wants to hear, is just be understood and seen for the work that they're putting in. So yeah,
I think I like that feeling too. It's like when you're walking around campus, like after the women's rugby team won gold, I got so many emails from people I didn't know who just, like, staff, faculty or whatever, just emailed me and said congratulations. And I'm like, I don't know who you are, but the fact that you took time out of your day to congratulate me was really special, and I liked that. And I think being here at Durham, we have so many supportive people. Like, I was in enrollment the other day and I was able to talk to the head of enrollment, and she's like, what's your schedule? She's talking about basketball team. She's like, what's your next few home games? So I was able to share that with her, and I just love that. Like, everyone here wants students to do good, not just student athletes, but all students. Like, they really are, like, just so bought into the success of all of us. And so Lord's Nation is very close to my heart.
So you bleed what?
I bleed green and gold. Yeah. I feel like I say that every podcast. Like, my heart bleeds green and gold. So I love that. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No. Yeah,
Megan's
doing a good job here, guys. Just want to let everybody know that.
Thank you.
That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say.
She's saying that because I'm the team manager.
No.
Okay, I have one more question. How is it like with having me as the team manager this year?
Oh, it sucks.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm joking. Do
you have more structure? Am I providing, like, a good service to the team?
I actually think out of my 4 years here, that you actually are doing a really good job. One of my favorite managers.
I'm cheesing.
I didn't know you too well before management, so I was like kind of like iffy. I'm always iffy with newbies. But yeah, you've come in, you set the tone, you establish yourself as someone who cares. And so I think that, especially now, like, that the team is moving in the right direction, we appreciate your support and your help and just your ability to be there for us. So yeah.
Thanks for welcoming me.
Not to kiss butt or anything, guys. Not to kiss butt.
I don't have anything to give you, but no, it's been I liked it. So, like, always being a field sport athlete, you see a different side of athletics and the athletic journey. And so now working with a court sport that's over 2 semesters and has like a lot more teams in their division than we have, it's been an eye opener, and I've really enjoyed the experience. And I also like being welcomed into like the basketball community because it's very different than rugby. So I've really
We're just a bunch of girly pops. We're just happy to be here.
A bunch of girly pops. I know. So this has been the Lord's Last Play with DC Women's Basketball. Catch the women play tomorrow night right here on campus at the CRWC. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. and men's starting at 8 o'clock. It is also a special night as there will be the banner unveiling ceremony for both the women's rugby team, the 3-peat provincial champions, and the women's softball team, the double gold winning nationals and provincials. And so that will happen at the halftime of the men's game. Please don't forget that you can follow the Media Hub on social media at DCSA Media Hub. As always, you can catch me on the Women's Rugby Instagram page at DCW Rugby, and you can keep up with O at Durham Women's B-Ball. So
you can also keep up with her on the women's basketball team. She'll be there. So.
Oh, I'm going to be on the women's basketball page too? Okay, shout out to the women's basketball page again. Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in today. See you next week.